Before we begin this tale, let me explain some important Japanese cultural context. In Japan, there's an ancient tradition called Hyakumonogatari Kaidankai, literally meaning 100 ghost story gathering. This ritual involves people gathering at night to tell exactly 100 ghost stories. Traditionally, 100 candles are lit at the beginning, and after each story one candle is extinguished. It's believed that when the final candle is blown out, supernatural entities will appear, or a doorway to the spirit world will open. Another important concept is Kamikakushi, divine disappearance or spiriting away. This refers to mysterious disappearances, where people vanish without a trace, believed to be taken by supernatural forces. These cultural beliefs form the backbone of our story tonight. Now, let's begin our story. This happened over 10 years ago when I was still a university student. I had gone on what we called a summer training camp with my club, though it was really just a vacation disguised as club activities. On our way back, a senior student whose family lived near our university's retreat facility invited us to watch a local fireworks festival. After the fireworks display, we bought some sparklers and played with them by the riverbank near the festival grounds. When we finished, my senior offered to drive us back to Tokyo in his car. Since we had spent time playing with fireworks and resting by the river, it was already past midnight, approaching 1 in the morning when we finally departed. Looking back now, it was extremely dangerous. But being young, none of us seemed to care about such things. "Hey senior, if you get tired of driving, just let us know, we can take turns," I said. "Oh, I'll definitely ask when the time comes." "Well, I'm the only one who knows the way to the highway, so I'll drive slowly for about 60 minutes until we reach it. We might switch drivers at the first service area on the highway. But don't crash my beloved car. Don't worry, we'll be careful." All of us, the senior, myself, and 2 other friends I'll call Alex and Ben, got into the senior's car and departed. The senior took the driver's seat, Alex sat in the passenger seat, and Ben and I sat in the back. About 10 to 15 minutes after we started driving, the car began climbing into mountain roads. The senior explained that once we crossed this mountain we would reach the highway entrance. "Do you guys know, this area has legends of mysterious disappearances?" the senior began. "Oh, my hometown also has a mountain with similar legends," Ben replied. "Yeah, but here, these disappearances supposedly happened even after the Meiji period, even after World War II. "Seriously?" "Yeah, during the Meiji era, there was a young university professor who believed that Japanese people were too superstitious. He decided to prove that these legends were just superstitions by conducting an experiment here. But then, he himself disappeared mysteriously." "Really? So he remained missing forever?" "That's right. After that incident, the local people became afraid and stopped approaching this mountain. But after the war, when those memories had faded and there was a different atmosphere, around 1955, some graduate students from Tokyo came here to investigate the disappearance cases. They also went missing. But after the war, the police would have gotten involved." "Right, I think they would have investigated even during the Meiji period," I said. "Yeah, the police and volunteer fire brigades conducted a total mountain search, but they found absolutely no clues. Even though it was after the war, it was still a rural area, so the elderly people were quite superstitious and initially didn't want to enter the mountain. I wonder if it made the newspapers." "It apparently appeared in the local newspaper. Maybe they got caught up in some kind of crime." "That might be the case, but the local elderly people whispered among themselves that the legends of mysterious disappearances were true after all. They said those people disappeared because they came with a sightseeing attitude. It sounds like a Yoko Mizo Seishi novel or an Asai Mitsuhiko mystery, like the mysterious disappearance legend murder case or something." All 4 of us laughed lightly. "Speaking of which, in my hometown," Ben began, taking over the conversation with a local ghost story. After Ben finished his story, Alex began telling a school ghost story he had heard during high school. When this happened, I couldn't just stay silent, so I shared a ghost story I had heard during middle school. When I finished my story, Ben, without being prompted, began another Well, they say talking is the best way to stay awake, and during a dangerous nighttime drive, chatting like this, especially with ghost stories, might help chase away drowsiness. I thought this was a good idea, so after Ben finished and Alex told another story, I began sharing another ghost story. We continued in order: Ben, Alex, then me. We tried to get our senior involved in the storytelling, but he said he wanted to concentrate on driving. He also mentioned that listening to ghost stories would help him stay awake, so he preferred to remain the audience. Eventually, it became just the three of us: Ben, Alex, and me, continuing the ghost story session. I don't remember exactly how much time passed since I wasn't looking at the clock, but at some point I noticed something strange. I had already told more than 10 ghost stories. Since we maintained the order of Ben, Alex, then me, we had collectively told more than 30 ghost stories. Even if each story took only 3 minutes, that would mean 90 minutes had passed. We should have reached the highway by now, but we still hadn't even left the mountain roads. Maybe time just feels longer because of the situation, I wondered, though I also considered this possibility. Hey, it's your turn, Alex prompted me. Oh right, let me tell you about. Prompted by Alex, I began another ghost story. The question that had popped into my head was forgotten as I rejoined the storytelling circle. And that's the story. Alex concluded what must have been his countless ghost story. As I was thinking, it's my turn next, and considering which story to tell, the question from earlier suddenly crossed my mind again. Since then I had told another 10, maybe 20 ghost stories. Combined, we must have told more than 30 ghost stories. Actually, maybe it wasn't that many, but we had definitely told quite a substantial number. In terms of time, 1 or even 2 hours should have easily passed by now, yet we still hadn't left the mountain roads. Maybe we got lost, I thought. But even so, this was taking far too long. I had no idea where we were. This was an era before GPS navigation systems were available to students. The surroundings were pitch black. No, they were too dark, like ink poured into the darkness. Anxiety began to spread through me. That was Alex's 99th story. What? The senior, who had been silent until now, suddenly spoke up, startling me into asking back. I said that was Alex's 99th ghost story. Wow, did we really tell that many stories? Ben responded casually. We know more ghost stories than I thought, Alex also replied normally. While Ben and Alex responded naturally, I was the only one beginning to panic. 99 stories, assuming 3 minutes per story, that would be nearly 300 minutes, meaning about 5 hours had passed. Since we departed at 1 o'clock, it should now be close to 6 in the morning. Dawn should have broken by now. Even if not that much time had passed, we should have reached the highway entrance long ago. Yet we were still driving through what seemed to be mountain roads, or rather somewhere completely unknown in pitch black darkness. A sensation of terror struck me. Do you know about the 100 ghost stories? The senior continued speaking, oblivious to my near panic state. Oh, that's where you light 100 candles and extinguish one after each story, right? Ben said. We could have done that too. Well, we couldn't light 100 candles inside the car, Alex added. Right, and when the 100th candle is extinguished, monsters and ghosts appear, the senior said. If we had been extinguishing candles, would they have appeared? Ben asked. Wait, I thought desperately. While Alex and Ben responded calmly to the senior's conversation, I was already on the verge of panic. I wanted to scream, but whether from fear or tension, I couldn't make a sound. Yeah, they might appear, but actually, the 100 ghost stories tradition originally involved telling 100 ghost stories outdoors in complete darkness. Huh, I never knew that, Ben said. Yes, at least that's how it was around here. And when you finished the 100th story, instead of monsters appearing, a door to another world, where such beings exist, would open and pull you in. The senior spoke in a strangely flat voice, devoid of emotion. Wow, a door to another world sounds like something from a manga, Ben said. Yeah, and the Meiji University professor and the Showa graduate students also heard this local legend. Yet, wait everyone, just wait. I finally found my voice. What's wrong? Were you scared? Alex asked. That's not it. Senior, where are we? It's pitch black all around. Not a single street light. When are we going to reach the highway? I was nearly in tears from fear. As I shouted, I realized something: this car had never stopped once. Actually, thinking about it carefully, we hadn't even turned once. The surroundings were pitch black. No, even our headlights weren't on. The road ahead was also shrouded in complete darkness. Why am I only noticing this now? I cursed myself, but if I let the senior continue his story, something dangerous would happen. No, something far worse than just dangerous. Driven by an indescribable, instinctual terror, I continued in a voice breaking with panic and fear. Think about it. Why is everything around us so dark? We've told 99 ghost stories, right? How many hours have passed? So why haven't we reached anywhere? We'll arrive soon. Just shut up and be quiet, the senior said in that flat, emotionless voice. It sounded like the senior, but also like someone else entirely. Stop the car first, please, I screamed. If I stay quiet now, it's all over. I absolutely cannot let the senior continue his story. With that feeling, I shouted at the senior in a voice close to a scream. Senior, let's stop the car for now, Ben said, finally seeming to grasp the situation. His voice slightly panicked. We'll arrive when the story ends, so shut up and listen, the senior continued in that same emotionless voice. Then, hit the brakes, the brakes. I was in complete panic mode. Senior, stop before continuing the story. Open the door. If you do that, we'll listen to your story. Alex was also shouting loudly, apparently in panic. On this mountain, the 100 ghost stories. Ignoring the three of us in complete panic, the senior continued in that flat, emotionless voice. Senior, I'm sorry. Saying this, Ben punched the senior across the face. Screech. With the high-pitched scream of sudden brakes, the car stopped. Although we were wearing seatbelts, I hit my head on the front seat. Ah, sorry everyone, are you all okay? The senior said. Looking around, I could see house lights in the distance and street lights ahead on the road. Most importantly, I could see the light from our headlights. We're back. I don't know why I thought that, but with a sense of relief and the feeling of being freed from terror, I felt all the strength drained from my body. The senior got out of the car and checked the front of the vehicle. Sorry, I saw a white shadow cross in front of us, but what's wrong with you guys? The senior questioned the three of us about the unusual atmosphere in the car. At least this was definitely our usual senior, not the one from before. The three of us also got out to breathe the outside air, and after calming down, we explained everything that had happened to the senior. Are you guys pulling my leg? According to the senior, when we entered the mountain road and he mentioned there are legends of mysterious disappearances around here, he felt like a black mist had descended. He thought, am I getting drowsy? But then saw a white shadow, so he hit the brakes. Yes, the senior had no memory of anything that happened after that. According to the senior, it was true that there had been mysterious disappearance incidents in this area during the Meiji period, and around 1955. The local legend says that if you tell 100 ghost stories outdoors at night, from late night until dawn, you can travel to another world. Local folklore researchers suggest that during the Warring States period and the Edo era, when life was harsh and famines were frequent, especially since this area had poor soil and was quite impoverished, there might have been a belief system about abandoning this painful world, to go to another world, which gave birth to such legends. The Meiji professor and his assistants, along with the 1955 graduate students, supposedly attempted to carry out this ritual. I'll admit, when I heard that story, I did think it would be interesting to try. Even the senior looked pale. Looking at the time, it was just past 1:30 a.m. The entrance to the mountain road was visible below us, though not immediately close. Next to our car we could see a small stone shrine. We all silently prayed to the shrine before getting back in the car. Despite the mysterious experience, we felt a strange sense of relief, a feeling that everything was okay now, and didn't feel much fear. Sorry, my left cheek hurts a bit, so could you take over driving at the highway entrance? Oh, yeah, I'll drive, Ben said. After that we reached Tokyo safely without incident. However, no matter how hard I try to remember, I cannot recall those nearly 30 ghost stories. I definitely remember the first few stories we told, but I cannot remember at all what stories we told after that. Yet I still vividly remember that mysterious experience, especially that pitch black scene. Recently at our club's alumni gathering, I met with the senior Alex and Ben for the first time in a long while. The topic of conversation was naturally that mysterious experience. Well, it might have been highway hypnosis, or some kind of group hypnosis state, we said, trying to force a rational explanation for the mysterious experience. To the three of us discussing this, the senior hesitated slightly before saying, "Actually, there was a recent disappearance incident on that road. Apparently, some local young people were last seen entering that road in their car, and they've been missing ever since."